Hey guys, it's Opposite here. So, a few days ago I've seen the Marvel Endgame movie. That movie that everybody waited for, the end of the MCU. After I saw it, I realized I share a supposedly shocking opinion that people rarely seem to have. I don't like this film. Before I continue, I wanted to quickly update about the channel. I'm sorry for the lack of content lately, but I strive to do some things I don't see already bigger channels than me covering, so I will be able to give you guys unique perspectives, spins on news, etc. I also hope to do few videos before E3 with my predictions for it, as well as some videos about Bioware and Halo. The fact I'm doing this review is because I want to experiment, not because I'm abandoning what I did before. Here's my review of the movie and why I didn't like it, and obviously, spoilers ahead. First of all, I want to say that I'm aware that Marvel generally does not kill characters. I said this before and because it will be relevant later on this video. I'm not a big fan of their movies and I've never been a huge fan of superhero films. However, I do like some of them. Mostly X-Men movies, the Dark Knight trilogy and the classic Batman films. From all the MCU films, I like Civil War and the Guardians of the Galaxy the most. Now let's start with what good is with this film. The film portrays a somewhat melancholic atmosphere of what happens after Infinity War, both in the beginning sequence which ends with killing Thanos and after it until they assemble the team. Visually, both the acting and the atmosphere are pretty dark and it's great to see. Realistically, it is what should have happened given the half of the population of the world just got snapped. They've also managed to portray quite well how many of the characters lost it after these 5 years, and generally gone with this movie to focus on the feels. There are also some jokes that landed and the battle scene was somewhat epic. When the movie progressed, it seemed more and more to focus on the viewer's attachments to certain characters. I would like to mention Captain America finally achieving peace with his former life, the now calm state of the Hulk, and Tony Stark being finally likable as major improvements to the characters. But many people I've talked with about this movie argue that this is a film for the fans. However, it is an ending to one of the highest grossing films of all time, and the largest active movie franchise no matter how you spin it. I seriously doubt that everybody to watch this film is a fan, but I guess most people are just fine with the Marvel formula decaying even more than usual. Which leads us right into the bad parts. For a movie that goes straight for the feels and tries to be taken seriously, there are a lot of jokes in Avengers Endgame, and I mean it, a lot. Personally, I did find the use of them rather exhausting. Perhaps I am biased since that kind of humor is not mainly for me, but I honestly don't think that a movie like this should be flooded with jokes. It's been affecting MCU for a while, and it just got even worse with this one. Secondly, what's the thing with energetic and happy music in sad scenes? The film almost seems to be in fight with itself, trying to be both focused on sad parts, but the music is nearly always fit only for action. It, along with many cliches found with this film, ruins somewhat the freshness of the touchy-feely parts in my opinion. Another thing I've noticed that nobody bothered to talk about is the film jokingly criticizing science fiction classics dealing with time travel, especially Back to the Future, for not being scientifically correct. The thing is, no one really knows, neither back then or now, how time travel really works. And when you make a literal van, like them, to move back in time and that's a fantasy film, criticizing a film that just focused on time travel and not doing so simple like Marvel does just seems off to me. Another joke that didn't land. The third major problem of the film is the huge focus on fan service. It seems that Disney are aware that their movies divided a lot of fans, so they put Palpatine in episode 9 and a very cringeworthy reference to Fortnite into Endgame. The movie forcefully puts a lot of references, things that should have not been there, into the movie just to satisfy fans. Now, as I have said, I'm not a fan. I do not care if Marvel's equivalent of Superman with a shield can carry Mjolnir. And the way it portrays it, it just cringes for me. I would like to point out also Thor imitating an internet troll and Groot's playing of a video game in the previous movies and as an example of that point. The film is way too ambitious for its own good, especially with the CGI scenes being so horrible. At least in Infinity War it was somewhat controlled, but here it is just too flashy and annoying. Which brings me to the last point, the plot. When Infinity War ended, there were so many theories for how it would resolve in Endgame. The sad truth is, it ended up generic and stereotypical. After mocking time travel movies, they time travel, get the super powerful stones, get a chick and a main character killed, and expect this to be amazing. Even so, it doesn't have any major twists or particularly interesting story progressions, in my opinion, at all. Maybe it is for the hardcore fans, but any respect I had left for Marvel that they would find a dark, twisted way of making that overrated Infinity War ending interesting was shattered. They just had to go with the most boring plotline and do nothing worth mentioning in the process except finally giving Tony Stark a good personality and Captain America an end to his story. Good job. So what about you? What do you think about the movie? Are you hyped about it as most of the world seem to be right now? Do you agree with some of my points? Tell me down below what you think about all of this and me trying to do a review. Thanks for watching and until next time, it has been Opposite, signing off.